Good afternoon, North Harbor. It is time for our midweek update. These are sort of like the announcements that we used to do on Sunday morning after the sermon, before the sermon. Um, but we're still getting used to this new normal, and I think it'll be normal for a little bit. I am concerned about how all of you are doing. I have to admit, on today with the rain and the cold, I'm feeling a little bit, you know, I'm getting tired of this a little bit today. I'm feeling it today, you could say. And I know all of you are too. Just sorry that you all have to go through this. We're going through it together. We're going to continue to look after each other and to care for one another, to bring you God's word, God's love, God's grace, and to proclaim it. Proclaim it here. In the announcements, proclaim it on Sundays in our meetings, proclaim it with our actions in our neighborhoods. So, one thing, I found some comfort this morning in Psalm 40, right? Psalm 40 verses 1 to 5. I waited patiently for the Lord to help me, and he turned to me and heard my cry. He lifted me out of the pit of despair, out of the mud and the mire. He set my feet on solid ground and steadied me as I walked along. He has given me a new song to sing, a hymn of praise to our God. Many will see what he has done and be astounded. They will put their trust in the Lord. Oh, the joys of those who trust in the Lord, who have no confidence in the proud or in those who worship idols. Oh, Lord my God, you have done many miracles for us. Your plans for us are too numerous to list. If I tried to recite all your wonderful deeds, I would never come to the end of them. Psalm 41 to 5. God has plans. You know, the plans for us are too numerous to list. And if you're like me, then you're looking to day and just trying to get things done and probably not stopping to think about what God's bigger plans are for us. But that is a reality. God is a solid place to be. And I think he wants the best for us. I know he wants the best for us. So meditate on that. Think about it. Read that passage some other time when you are able. And right now, I just want to give you some of the updates. Now, most of these in the beginning will be reminders. Just one big reminder is that all of this stuff, even the bullet points that I share in this meeting, are sent out in our Harbor Happenings email. So if you know of anyone that wants to be on that list, let us know. I talked to someone the other day who was not on the list, and we put him on the list. And so that is our big form of communication, with links and resources and dates and times to remember. And even this update will be put in electronic form. There's no, all our meetings are suspended. Lori is continuing to send out some material midweek. This is material for you to do with your kids throughout the week and on Sunday morning. Floodgate had its first Zoom meeting last night on Wednesday, April 1st. It will continue next Wednesday. Let's see, the weekly groups. Women's group met again at 7:30 last Monday. That went really well. Men's group meets tonight at 7:30. Tonight at 7:30 will be our first men's group. We'll see who shows up there. 7:30 p.m. Follow the link in this email or last week's email. And on Fridays from 5 to 6 p.m. on the North Harbor Facebook page, Paul and Elsbeth Elijah lead us through a time of prayer and song. So there's a prayer meeting every Friday from 5 to 6. And any prayers that you send online, get to us through text, email, or on our Facebook page. Those are being forwarded to the prayer team so that everyone has those. Okay, so now for new news. Okay, so this is the meat of what we want to get to. Easter is around the corner. This Sunday is Palm Sunday, and we enter into Holy Week, and we have a few things planned for that. And it may not seem like a time of resurrection, but despite the cold rain, we know that spring is on the way, and spring is a time where we remember that the things that have laid dormant, just like Jesus did on the earth, will come alive again. And we look forward to that day. And even though we're in the midst of sort of a national crisis, a health crisis. God is still alive. Jesus is still with us, and we need to be celebrating that life that we find in Him. And I've seen God's life everywhere. There have been days where I've looked at it, I've looked for it more diligently than others. But God is active, and I'm hearing about it from some of you. I'm seeing it online. God is up to many things. So, Palm Sunday, we've had several people that want a live experience for their online church. And so we're going to attempt that this week. I've heard of many people that want to continue with the recordings that we have been doing so that you can shape your Sunday. Maybe you look at those on Sunday night. Maybe you look at them Sunday morning earlier. But you've been able to shape your own experience with your family and with the guides that we sent. Those guides are very important. The guides really lead you to create a service. So it has an opening prayer, it has closing prayers, it has homework, things to think about, it has passages. It might have other resources like videos that we want you to see. And so for our family, we've had the kids involved. Everyone gets involved in reading and then watching the video. But so what we're going to do, this is really cool. What we're going to do is we're going to do both. We're still going to have the recorded sermons, but we are going to create a live experience as well. So there'll be a link to this Sunday morning's Zoom live. We're not doing Facebook Live. We're going to do Zoom, and you just have to log on and download that program to your computer or your phone, and you can see it. And so, this way with Zoom, we can swap to different people who are presenting at different times, and we'll be able to have song. We'll have a few songs. We'll have guided prayer. And then what I'm able to do is in the midst of that Zoom meeting is flip on the pre-recorded sermon. So I'll just play the recorded sermon in that Zoom meeting. And I just play it on my screen and you'll be able to see it. And so it'll function like opening prayer, a couple songs, sermon, then, prayers and a couple songs. We're going to keep it simple this week. And so if you are looking forward to something like that, then Sunday 10 a.m. is the time to log in and mark your calendars and join us. And we'll have some live music. We're doing it this week on Palm Sunday because we don't want to try it for the first time on Easter morning. So the idea is to get ready for Easter and have that ready to go. So again, just to reiterate, if you like the recorded sermons to play whenever you want and walk your family through the guides or whoever you're with, then you can still do that on your own time. And for those of you who want to log into a live, more of a live experience and see on your screen the other people in the church, whoever logs in, you'll be able to do that as well at 10 a.m. this coming Sunday. All right. So then we enter into Holy Week. The week following that is Holy Week. And on Good Friday, our denomination, Converge, has called its churches to a day of fasting. This is not unusual. A lot of people fast on Good Friday. It's a tradition for many families, many churches, many groups. And so if you would like to join us, I would invite you to do that on Friday, is to fast at your own leisure, whatever you choose to do, whether it's food or other things. It's a day of fasting and prayer, denomination-wide, for our Converge churches. But at 5 o'clock, we will have our regular Facebook Live prayer meeting from 5 to 6, hosted by Paul and Elsbeth Elisha. And then at 6 o'clock, we are starting a prayer vigil. We have not given up on our prayer vigil. That is so very important. I am always struck by the scene where Jesus asked his followers, his disciples, to pray with him. They fall asleep, and so we're going to do that every year. We do that and we're going to still do it. So if you follow the link in the midweek email, the happenings email, you'll be able to link to a schedule. And so we're still signing up for 1 hour blocks. We are not going to go into our office. This is where you pray in your own space at your own time for a 1 hour block. And we're trying to fill up that night and go into the next day. I think the plan is 6 p.m. on Friday, April 10th. through Saturday, April 11th. So when you get the Harbor Happenings email, follow the link and sign up for a slot. We would love to see you on there. It would be great if we had to extend it. It'd be great if we had to add more hours. You don't have to call the next person online. All you do is just pray for your hour. And I will send a guide on some ideas on what to do during that hour. There's different ways to pray. There's different things that we can pray for. And so I will be sending a guide out. I think that's going to go out with this email, with this update in the Harbor Happenings this week, at the very least next week. But I think we want to get it out this week so you can start thinking about it. And then on Easter morning, the 12th, I think we're attempting a Facebook Live, just a simple service at 6 a.m. The sun actually comes up at 5:56, but at 6 a.m. on Easter Sunday, we will have a sunrise service, a few songs, some prayers, and then we'll have our regular service at 10 a.m. on the Zoom. And again, there'll be a pre-recorded sermon that you can watch during the Zoom meeting, or you can watch at your own time. And so that's a lot. That's a lot going on. Just wanted to give you an update on what's coming. Lots of stuff coming next week, starting Sunday morning with a Zoom live service, virtual service anyway. Okay, so just, in review, I just want to say we got a lot of things to connect with throughout the week. Lots of stuff going on. Women's group, Monday nights, men's floodgate, Wednesday nights. The weekly update, this is what I'm doing now, will come out Thursdays. Men's group, Thursday night. Facebook, Fridays at 5 p.m. And then our regular Sunday services at 10, which we'll be doing again via Zoom, so you can log in and see one another starting this week. So lots of ways to connect and, reach out to us. Do not hesitate. We want to hear from you. We want to serve you. We want to hear what your needs are, what your concerns are, what your joys are. So please let us know. Finally, offerings can still be received at our P.O. Box 425 in Topsom, Maine, 04086. You can give on our Ministry One app online. Search for Ministry One. Once you've downloaded it, search for North Harbor, and you can give from your phone, or you can go to our webpage and give that way. Thank you so much for those who are giving, continuing to give. I know for many of you, it might be a very tough time financially. We are very grateful for the giving that you do to support this ministry. We still have some staff. We still have some operating expenses, and so your giving is much appreciated, and it's a real gift to God's work here at North Harbor. So please continue to give if you are able, and look out for the Happenings email. It'll be coming out soon, today, this afternoon, or tonight, Thursday. And check out the list here of all that's going on, and all the links and all the resources that we have for you. Love you guys. Hope you're doing well. Remember that read Psalm 40. Real encouraging words there about God pulling us up and putting us on a firm foundation that we can trust in Jesus. And we are heading into a time next week where we really celebrate everything, the suffering and the joy of resurrection. And in the midst of all this craziness, we still can say that Jesus is risen. He is risen indeed. And so we look forward to doing that with you. I look forward to seeing you Sunday. And we'll talk to you soon. Hope you're doing well. Bye.